With the season's end still remaining uncertain, the prospect of certain players returning at the start of the next one with a new team's threads is definitely fun to ponder, as a select few players, mostly ones who will soon be UFAs, could very well be turning the page and taking in some new scenery before long. In this video, I'm going to go over a slew of players that could very well be suiting up for different teams by next season. And with that, here are 5 NHL players that just might be moving on for good, paired with the teams that they could be next representing. Last season for Matt Murray was one that he'd probably rather forget, as the 2-time Stanley Cup champ quickly found himself yet again competing to be the #1 guy in Pittsburgh, as the rise of Tristan Jarry commenced. As the netminder finished the season with the worst save percentage of his entire NHL career at .899. And with Jim Rutherford recently alluding to the strong possibility that one of the talented goalies will have to find a new home in the near future, Murray's time in Pittsburgh could be shortly coming to an end. With his contract expiring this summer, it will definitely be interesting to see if Rutherford can or will negotiate a new deal. A few teams that could use some youth, paired with the experience that Murray brings to the table, are Chicago, Detroit, and San Jose. The Boston Bruins recently made headlines as they gave their backup goalie, Jaroslav Halak, a contract extension. One thing that Torrey Krug has also been due for now for quite some time. Regardless, the defenseman remains as one of the most attractive pending UFAs available for the blue line, as Krug has become known as one of the best puck-moving defensemen in the NHL. At 29 years of age and still in his prime, the Michigan native could be wanting more than Boston can afford. Therefore, here's a few teams that could use his services and possibly afford such a talent: Detroit, Montreal, and Florida. It's not that hard to figure out that Hall's future in the desert is probably non-existent at this point, as the Hart Trophy winner most likely intends to take his offensive expertise elsewhere, upon free agency, and there's no doubt that Hall will be one of the most sought-after forwards available, if he doesn't somehow end up signing with Arizona. Hall has also indicated that he's going to prefer a long-term deal. Therefore, here's a few teams that could potentially land the forward, which are Calgary, Columbus, and Colorado. The future for the Blues captain is becoming more uncertain with each passing day. With the recent signing of fellow defenseman Marco Scandella, following a slew of other contract extensions given in the Show Me State, it's seemingly inevitable that Petro won't be handed a long-term deal anytime soon. And if the Blues don't decide to keep him, this Stanley Cup champ has a lot to offer any team that's willing to be a suitor: Colorado, Toronto, and Vegas, if they can both free up space. One of the most relied upon netminders of last season, Markstrom's knee injury in February quickly sent Vancouver into a frenzy, as the Swedish netminder has been manning the net for the Nucks while largely running a one-man show. After backing up Ryan Miller for a couple seasons, Markstrom has suited up for 60 games in the past 2 full 82-game seasons. Therefore, the Swede has definitely proven that he can take a full workload and still be the guy between the pipes. With free agency looming for the goaltender, Markstrom will be one of the most attractive goalies potentially on the market. A few teams that make sense are Chicago, San Jose, and Ottawa.